familiar with the icons on the side over here. If you're not sure what they are, you can always tap on the red KW and it will give you a list of what they are. And then just tap it again and it'll go away. Usually what I do is I go to opportunities, and rather than go down to the pipeline and open up, I usually click on all opportunities and then it'll give me an entire list. I've just have 3 in here right now, but it'll give you an entire list. It's a little bit easier to find your opportunity. Let me see, I'm gonna go to this test. Okay, I've already put everything in, the details in and everything. When you do your, when you create your contact, or you create your, when you create your opportunity and it goes to the screen to fill everything out, please make sure that you fill as much out in the details tab as you can, because that does, that's one of the areas that drives your information over to the rest of some of this other that we do. And more importantly, down here in your general information, where it says opportunity name, you want to name your opportunity your street address, and you want to put the street address in there like you're addressing an envelope. Now, if you want to put your seller's name or you want to put other stuff out behind it, that's fine. But think of it as your loop name, like when you create a loop and you put the address on there. You want to put the address first, and then anything you want to put behind it's fine. That's strictly for you. If you forget to do that, or if you have already set up files to where you made your opportunity name your client's name, I'm going to ask that you go back into your opportunity in this detailed tabs. There is a pencil up above each one of these blocks in property and in general information. All you have to do is click on this pencil, go in and change the opportunity name and put the address or whatever. I'm gonna leave mine as test so I know what it is, and then just save it again and it'll change it. So if you want, like I said, if you're so used to putting the buyer's name in there and you say, oh, I put one in there with the buyer's name and not the address for the opportunity name, and you'll be able to tell that when you click on opportunities, all opportunities, like I did to find this, you'll see that the opportunity name is not the address, just like I saw that it was test. Documents, I think everybody's familiar with putting documents in there, depending on if it's a list. Well, this is a listing, so it's going to say listed. That's where you'll put all of your listing contacts, or your contracts, I should say, and documents. Once it goes under contract, you click under contract. There's your checklist. That's what's needed. Over here is what's needed for compliance. Once you get everything in there, submit it for review. I've had several people ask me, every training class, do we have to put them individually, or can we put them in together? You can make a packet and put in there. I just ask that in your packet, you don't have any more documents than what's on your checklist. If you have more documents, of course, you're going to want to save every document that you have for that file in command. Over here where it says add new custom folder, you can add as many folders as you want. And when you name it, you can name it whatever you want. Like you might want to put your repairs in here. You might want to make a, you might want to make a folder for condo documents. Some places that have master deeds, or they have, you can put all that over there. Your PVA report, your, say, a tax bill, or anything that you pull, like their current deed, like on listings, a lot of the times I'll go to the county clerk's website and pull a current deed so I know how the property is vested, and make sure that our seller is in fact who owns the property and who's on the deed. And that way too, it will tell if they're married or not married, and it could be that they were married at the time they acquired the property and are no longer. So there might be a quitclaim deed in there to change things. So you can, anything you want to put in this, you can put miscellaneous, and like I said, you can add as many as you want. I just ask that you not put them over here if you can keep, yeah, it makes it easier for all of us when we're doing compliance and looking through documents. Once the file closes, you're going to want to go to close. You're going to want to put all your, actually they only have 3 things in here. If you have something else you want to put in here, other than that, feel free to just add item and put it in there. One thing I ask that you put in here that is not listed on here, add item, is your W-9 and your referral agreement. If you're paying a referral. And that way, when Lisa or I go in there to look at the closing docs, that W-9 and referral agreement is in there. We don't have to go back to one of your other files and look for it. It makes it a lot easier when Lisa's going to process your check, if it's there where we can see it. Is there anything else in closing that you want them to put other than? No. Okay. If you want to leave a comment for us, you can leave a comment. You can do that too. I think we can read those comments too. I'm trying to think if that comment's just for your agents, the agents on your team, or it's for us. I know on commissions, there's a place to put a note. So, and today we want to focus on doing commissions. Everybody needs to be aware that when you're under contract, even before you get an accepted contract, let's go back. If you have 2 or 3 contracts, if you want to put those under offers, you can put several in here so that they list them and you can kind of compare them. At the time, if you don't have, how do I want to say this? When you're initially putting your offers in, it's gonna have 2 buttons over here. One's gonna say accept and one's gonna say reject. So as you're putting them in, you know, of course, this is a good tool for you to look, you know, kind of compare with your seller or whoever, kind of compare the contracts that you have. You can add as many offers as you need to in here. You can name it whatever you want. This one's name initial offer. The next one you might want to say offer number 2 from, and whoever the agent is from. This is strictly for you to know who you're getting your offers from and to kind of compare them. And then you hit create offer and you fill out all the details. There's 2 or 3 pages that you're going to fill out. You know, fill out the offer date, the close date. You're going to go, my stop share button wants to jump up now. But just keep following that the blue button at the bottom. It'll have you fill out the details, or the terms is what they call it. The terms of your contract, sales price, it'll calculate your sales price, how much they're putting down, if you're paying, if there's closing costs and prepaids being paid, if there's a home warranty being paid, the name of the agents on both sides of the transaction. So once those offers are in and you've accepted one, you've agreed on one, you're going to click, you'll click accept where I showed you over here. Once you click accept, then you're going to see this commission button light up. Previously, if there's not an accepted offer in there, this button will be grayed out. You won't be able to get to it. Just think about it. There's no reason to put a sheet in to get paid if you don't have an accepted offer. So you can put that in after you have an accepted offer, but you have to have an accepted offer in there before your commission button is available. So let's go to commissions. Okay, here's our screen where we're going to input commissions, and you'll see, and this pulls from the contract where I put, you know, I was a listing agent, and at this point, there's no other agent on this transaction. I'm not paying a referral. It's just me. So the system will automatically put your full 1 units, the gross amount of your commission, and it'll automatically put all this on here for you. If you need to add, I was looking to see where, is this, that's not available, is it? I don't know why that's not giving me an add another agent button.
Rita, is that because it's terminated?
Because it's what?
Terminated. It shows under the summary and terminated. I don't know. Just a thought.
Where's that at?
If you look up toward the top right.
We're covering it up.
Oh, we're covering it up.
It says terminated right there by summary. See? Okay, look here. Look at mine. You want to look at mine?
Just return it to me. Or can you?
Oh,
You have to go in Command MC
okay.
and pull up test and return it to me. Well,
Oh,
I don't know if it'll let you if it's
You're
terminated.
in
Let me
mine.
go to another opportunity that's,
Yeah, you're in mine. We're like.
I don't know why it's terminated, but I I don't remember terminating.
Probably another test you were doing. To see what
Probably.
it looked like.
I did go through and get rid of some of the fake, let's see if this one's, do I have an offer in here? Yes, I have an offer in here, and see right here, I wish I could. I can hide it, I think. Okay, so this is what I was talking about before. It's, there's an exception, accept and reject. I like this one. Ling Ling's the agent. How about that? I wanted Chinese, I guess. So I'm going to accept this one. And then you'll see, actually, I should have changed it. Let me change my response. If you click it by mistake, do what I just did. Change your response. And it'll say, are you sure you want to change your response? And you say, yeah. That's easy to do. If you say, wait a minute, maybe I like that other one better or something. If you see here, I've put it in here, but I haven't accepted. So this is where I was talking about. It's grayed out. You don't have access to commissions. Once I accept it, then it says commissions. The commissions tab is available. So let me click on there. And that one's not terminated. Okay. I'm the only agent on here, and it gives me all my information. I was trying to see where I had an item. Okay, I don't see what I'm wanting.
To add another agent, it's next to payment.
To add an item, like if I wanted to put a referral, I don't see it on here. But let's add another agent, and I'll show you.
Maybe if you edit the agent payment, you can add it.
Let me try that. Aha. Yeah. Okay, I forgot to put a referral on mine. So what I did, thank you for that. It used to be right up here, add item with this, and I don't know. No, it was at the bottom. Okay, I look at this and I think, wait a minute, I forgot to put my referral on here. So edit, agent payment, click to the bottom, add item. Then you're going to choose from a drop-down box. It's going to say bonus, concession. I don't think we ever use concession. Deduction, some people use deductions. If you have a tax account, if you have something being deducted from your commission. I wonder if they have to do that every time.
I don't want to use inside referral either.
No, we don't do that.
So I want to talk about that.
Do you
a
want them
little
to
bit.
use deduction? You have their deductions set up, don't you?
I have deductions set up for the 250.
Yeah, don't use deductions. Don't use inside referral. If you have a referral for a agent in our office, you're just going to add them as another agent. And I'll show you in a minute how to add a second agent on there. And you're going to have to do probably some manual inputting of numbers. Your outside referral, this is anybody outside of our market center. So we'll click on outside referral. And I'm not going to go out through all this, but I'm not going to fill it out. You'll put your referral percentage if it's a flat rate. I would say put 0 here and put the flat rate. I'm sorry. You're going to go to tax ID type, and it's probably going to be an EIN number. You'll type that in there. Keep in mind, you're going to have a W-9 from the broker that you're paying. You might want to keep a paper file or a file on your desktop with the W-9s in there so that you can just refer back to it when you pay them again, or if you pay them again, and put their tax ID number in there. You'll have to do this each time. Put the broker company name and the agent name. Now, if there's not an agent, if it's just a company you're paying, like a reload company or another type of company that you're paying and not an individual agent that's with that broker, put broker name in both places. Put the address so that Lisa knows where it gets mailed to and what office they're out of, and then a phone number in case she needs to call. And then just click add at the bottom.
So to make it perfectly clear, when you've had a closing and you are paying a referral,
Talk up because they can't think.
This will never be Keller Williams Louisville East. So I think it's confusing because we've had people put Keller Williams Louisville East information in this section. And it'll never, you won't ever pay Keller Williams Louisville East a referral, outside referral.
Right.
And the problem is, if you put the incorrect information in this section, there is no way for me to adjust it manually. So it'll have to get returned to you, and it'll have to be fixed by you guys. So that's another tricky situation. So if you have any questions on referrals, just reach out to Rita or myself. We can help you with that. I'd rather that than it be put in incorrectly, because I can't process the closing if it's not correct.
Yeah. Okay. And then up here, you'll see a spot that says bonus. If you're one that collects an admin fee, this is where you will put it under bonus. Okay. And then you'll put the amount, $250, whatever it is. Don't worry about this section, because don't turn that on, because Winmore already has everything set up. So we don't want to cause any more problems for the system that we use to pay you through. So just put the amount, just choose bonus, put the amount, and then add. So we don't use concession. We don't use inside referral. If for some reason you forget to do that, email me or Lisa and say, oh, I just submitted the commission sheet. I forgot to put the referral on there, or I forgot to put the admin fee on there. Even though after you've submitted it, because after you submit it, you can't make changes. You need to contact us. We can return that to you. Then you can put it on there and resubmit. So if you forget something on there, or if the commission changes, like we had one just today, after it closed, the commission changed. And of course, this had already been approved. I mean, your green sheet or whatever had already been approved. Well, when they did green sheets, we couldn't do that. We couldn't unapprove something that was approved. In Command, we can return it to you if you forget to put something on there. We would much rather you ask us to do that and have it correct, because like she said, we can't manually, once we pull this through, this commission sheet works a little bit different than your green sheets did. Used to, when we would pull your green sheets through, Lisa and I, we can make manual changes to it. We could correct it after we pulled it through. In Command, when we pull these commission sheets through, we can't make changes. So these commission sheets, I stress, these commission sheets need to be correct. And if there is a correction that needs to be made, we need to know about it before you turn that closing check in. Because when we start processing that closing check, if it's not right, it's going to hold your check up, because we're going to have to return that to you, have you put it on there or make it the way it should be, and then return it. So it's going to hold you up. It's going to, hold you up from being paid. So like I said, and if you're not sure, email us. Like Lisa said, we'd rather you email and ask and be safe than sorry. Because it's a lot of trouble. It's a lot of doing, I'll say, not trouble. It's a lot of time and a lot more steps to take to undo a check that's already been issued than to issue it correctly the first time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Opportunity name, commission sheet, referrals. Add another agent. If you have another agent on here, you're going to click add another agent, type their name. And when you start typing their first name, it'll probably come up. Units. If you're splitting your units 50-50, when you change, the system has already calculated the commission based on the one unit that you have put in there. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to split this. What you do, click calculate commission. It'll calculate it for you. Who do I want to use? I'll use Mary. She's not here. That's what she gets for not coming to class. So it will calculate it for you. And if you know their deductions, you can do it if they want you to. If they're paying part of the referral, say you have a referral on here, add item, click outside referral, and you're going to have to put the amount that they're paying or the part of the percentage that they're paying. So if it's a 25% referral fee and both of you are paying on it, just put 12.5, and all this other information and add it. Now, when you get back to your screen, okay, not liking me today, so I'm gonna close it out. When you get back to your screen, look at your calculation and see, look, over here, it's giving me errors. Because I originally told it all the units go to me. So now I put in a split and it's saying, wait a minute, that's not right. It can only equal 1. So I have to go back and edit this and fix it. So you will have to manually, if you make changes, once you put it in there and you make changes to any of these fields, you're going to have to probably manually put them back, at least your unit. When you go in and put your unit in there, and then you click calculate it, it'll calculate it. But you have to tell the system. So that's that. Another thing I want to mention that I haven't mentioned in other classes, and people may not be aware of this. If you have both sides of the transaction, you have the seller and the buyer, you're going to have to put a contact and an opportunity in for each one of them. You're going to have a seller, even though it's the same property, you're going to have a seller opportunity and a buyer opportunity. You're going to have a commission sheet for the buyer and a commission sheet for the seller. So I don't know if Lisa will be issuing 2 separate checks possibly, because it's going to assign 2 different DAs, or if we're going to put it on one. I don't know how you're going to do that, but there's a possibility you're going to have 2 checks, one for the buyer side, one for the seller side. But keep in mind, you're going to have, like in .loop, you could put them all in one file. In here, you have to have a file for the buyer and a file for the seller. A commission sheet used to on Green Sheet, you could put both your listing and your sale. In here, you cannot. You have to have a commission sheet. I can't talk. Woo! Commission sheet for each, I guess, transaction or each client, whether it be buyer or whether it be seller, but you're going to have 2. Hopefully down the road, they can change that and make it both, like they did in .loop, where you have somewhere you can click that you have both sides. But right now you're going to have, and you're going to want a contact for each anyway. So you're going to have to set up just a separate file for each client. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So you may have any questions right now. I know I threw out a bunch and.
I do. Real
Okay.
quick. And I could have totally been confused on it. But when you were talking about adding, when you have agents and you're putting a 25% referral or whatever that percentage referral is, and you've got 2 agents, like for instance, I have Chris and Justin, and one transaction, I put 25% referral under each of those agents, correct?
No, you would split that 25%.
Is that right? No, I'm not sure. 'Cause
I don't think it would add up right.
on the Green Sheet, you do 25 and 25. So I'm not sure about that because I haven't tried it, but you did try it, Rita?
We tried the other day. Who was it I was doing that with? Janet, I think it was. Because if you, my thinking, and I'm going to try it again. I'll go back through and try it again and see if I can, because the videos I've watched, they've only had one side. They haven't had like 2 agents that are splitting the referrals. Let me do some more testing on that, but I think.
Well, wouldn't it be like, say they were not a 50-50 split, say it was a, 70-30 split, 90-10, whatever it is, they're going to get, the referral is going to get 25% of what both of those agents are getting paid to total the 25% of the total referral, right?
Right.
But because if you split it and only put like 30% on one agent and 70% on the other, and then you split that 25%,
True.
it won't total the full 25, will it?
That's something I have to test.
Well,
I
I'm
think,
getting ready to do one. I'll test it.
yeah, test it.
Because that caught my attention because I have to enter one in this afternoon or tomorrow.
Okay, well, let's test it. Yeah, let's test it. Because I guess I was thinking because of having to split. Yeah. That gave me a lot to think about. Yeah, we'll test it and see which one.
Okay.
Because like I said, all the videos I have watched on adding a referral to your commission sheet has just been one agent. I haven't tried splitting a referral. I tried it with Janet. We kind of talked it out and we thought that's the way it should be, but maybe it is supposed to be 25-25. So yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll just work through this one. I'll call you or I'll come sit down with you
Yeah,
maybe on Tuesday. I can't come in the office on Monday.
that's fine. Just email me
Okay.
and then I can go in and look at what you did. I can go in and look at your
Okay.
file. And then on the next class, we'll answer that
Okay. Sounds good.
for a little clearer answer. Thanks for bringing that up though. I wasn't looking at it in that way.
Okay. No problem. Thanks.
Did you have more than just the one question or?
Oh, I do, but I thought you were continuing on.
No, you can ask it now.
Oh,
Your other question.
okay. So, what do we do? Like we have a seller who the first contract was terminated, but I had already entered in the commissions. The first buyer contracted it or terminated the contract. So I don't want to completely terminate the entire opportunity because it's under a listing. And so when it goes under contract again, do you all just return the commission tab and then I change it?
Let us know. Yeah, let us know when it terminates and I can return it at that time. And then
Okay.
it'll be there for you to change it the next time. But if it's going to be a while, I started to say, see if it terminates and the person decides, okay, I'm not ready for a while. I'm going to wait till after the first of the year. I'm going to wait until whenever. And, or maybe they're going to say, you know what, I decided not to. I'm just going to stay here. In that situation where you know that there's a good chance that they're not going to be selling their home or buying a home,
Mhm.
you can mark it as a lost opportunity. And then, then they come back and say, oh, you know what, I changed my mind, 3 months later. You can always create a new one. Be careful with marking your files lost opportunity because that does affect your numbers as far as your projected GCI or your projected income, because a lost opportunity does not count in there. If you want to archive that file, you can archive it and the numbers will stay in your numbers as a projected. I know you have reports at the bottom of your screen and stuff that says projected numbers, and I'm trying to place where that's at. I can't find it now. And that's something else we can go over later. As far as the numbers and the capping and all that, that's something that I haven't dug into because I don't, you'll see graphs in there and you'll see pipelines of what their income probability will be if all of the files they have in there closes. So and it tells how many, I forgot how it's worded, probable closings that you have, how many are active, and that type thing. But you can archive your opportunities and still be able to get to them. If it's something you archive and you want to get rid of. And I think, Jennifer, do you have one of my booklets that I gave last year or it has a step-by-step?
No.
You can, if need be, if you all want to clean up, like if you're doing tests, you're going in there and testing things like I did, just make up fictitious files. and play with it a little, you can archive those, and you can also delete what's in your archive, and it's permanently deleted. But I would say right now, as far as that goes, the file you were speaking of, just email me the address, which opportunity it is, and I will return the commission sheet to you.
Okay. So yeah, that one was a listing that the seller termed, but it's back on the market. So I want to keep that opportunity. The other one, we had the buyer terminated, and we don't know when he's going to buy again. So that one I just put in as a lost opportunity, even though I entered the
Do
commission
you
and all
know
that
he
stuff.
is going to buy again, or you don't even know?
Eventually. Yeah, eventually he will, but I don't know the time frame.
Like I said, the lost opportunity will subtract that from any probable income.
Okay.
It's up to you. If you want to just archive it, you can, and then go back, and because you can archive it for, I guess, forever.
Okay, then I'll just do that.
I would do
So-
that rather than marking it a lost opportunity.
Okay. And then I had one more quick question.
Okay.
So if we're working with another agent in the brokerage on different teams, but we're working with another one, we're going to split the listing. Do we each need to have an opportunity for that, or can we just?
Each will
have
have an
one-
opportunity, but it's up to you if you all want to do your separate commission sheets, or if you want, or somebody wants you to put it on the same commission sheet.
The same? Okay.
So you just have to negotiate that like we did our dot loop, our green sheets.
Okay.
Because for a while there, they wanted the agents wanted to do their own green sheets, and then it got back to where, no, one or the other will put them on there, and then they went back to doing their own. So just ask the agent. I would say it's probably best to each agent do their own commission sheet,
Okay. Okay.
unless it's a referral. Now, if it's a co-listing, that's different. If it's co-listing, they'll
Yeah,
have,
it's a co-listing. It's not
Okay.
a referral. It's a co-listing.
yeah, it's different than a referral. Okay. Yeah, I'd just say
Yeah.
everybody do their own. Because she'll have her own file. She'll have to set up her own file to put her docs in.
All righty. I think that's it. Yep.
Good
Everything
question.
else you answered.
Anybody else have questions? Keep in mind, you all can email me or Lisa, either one, anytime, if you have questions. If you want a one-on-one session, let me know. I've got a little planner here, and I'll write you down, and we'll get together. Whether it be by Zoom or whether it be physically in person. We're happy to do that. Like I said, we really want everybody in command, using command by the end of the year, because make sure you let your agents on your team know that it's got to be done by the end of the year so they can start getting paid through command January 1. So it's real important that we do this. And I'll be honest with you, once you get in there and start doing it, it's pretty easy. All the admins that I have met with, once they got in there, a lot of them say, oh, this is so much easier than I thought it was going to be. It's just that it's a change and it's different. But once we get used to it, I think you all will really like it.
I would like to talk about EMD checks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you all are aware of this or not, but if you turn in an earnest money deposit and that contract gets terminated, but you're still working with the buyer, you can email me and we can just transfer those funds to a new address rather than cutting the check back, giving it to them, and then them cutting a new, writing a new check for the new contract. So some people know this and some people don't, but it's a good thing. It makes it easier for everybody. Just to email me, I can transfer the money and the money will stay in the escrow account until it closes on the new address.
You want to tell them about the website?
Something else, on our website, which is www.kwlouisvilleeast.com. There is an earnest money tab at the top of that website that your client can go to and click on, and they can send their earnest money through that way. It is a safe way to do it. It's fast. Oh, there we go. Looks like Amy's pulling it
Oh,
up.
Amy is.
It's fast and there is a small fee, but it's a lot less than a wire. So this is especially good if you have a client that's out of town and they ask you about wiring their earnest money. This is a better, easier, cheaper way. It's super simple and it's safe. So it is a $7 charge versus, I think a lot of banks charge around $20 to do a wire. So your client would save money by using this way of doing your earnest money. But yeah, this is it right here on the screen. Amy's pulled it up and they just fill in the blanks and it comes straight to me. And then when I get this, I'll email you and let you know that I've received these funds. And then the form you get from me, you'll use that to prove that we have the EMD money in our account. So I just wanted to let you guys know that.
Okay. Everybody's quiet today. It's Friday. They're ready for the weekend. Do we have any other questions? Any concerns? Any comments? Any? Has anybody used anybody that has used Command or gotten in there and started putting things in? Have any comment? Do they think it's easy? Do they think it's not as user friendly? Or and I don't want to put anybody on the spot. I've noticed any of the admins that started going in there are just running with it. They're doing great. Okay. If we don't have any other questions, comments, concerns, we'll go ahead and end the meeting then. I hope y'all have a great weekend. Try to stay warm.
Thank
Thanks, Lisa.
you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Have a good evening.